Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Today is Monday. That's right. It is Monday, June 12th, 2023. My name is SonjaMarie. And for all of those who do not know me, welcome to my page. I appreciate you for stopping on through. If any of this information resonates with you, please like and subscribe, share the information that you receive. I'd greatly appreciate that. And if you just happen to take a little dose and keep on moving, well, again, thanks for stopping by. Take what you can and spread the goodness all around the world, wherever you may be in this moment in time. Yes, yes, I send that to you. And if you are a repeat offender, so to speak, part of the village, part of the family that comes in here every now and again, once a week, twice a week, once a month, once a year, even, you're still part of the family. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming on in and tapping in with the sister to see what this week is about, astrologically speaking, and on some spiritual shit every now and again. I appreciate you. I really, 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 really do. I especially appreciate those that reached out to me, whether it was an unseen prayer, an unheard prayer, whether you actually text me or emailed me, called me. Not too many people showed up at the crib, but whether you just sent out good love in regards to what has been transpiring for myself, and more importantly, a friend of mine that left the planet. I thank you. I really, really thank you for your love and for your, again, unseen and unheard prayers. Probably kept my sister up this week, so I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. And if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, you might want to go see Freestyle Fridays because I'm not getting too far into that mood or mode right now. So, yeah, that's that. Thank you all for coming on in. What's up, Robin? What's up, Sweet Tea? What's up, Danielle? Hi, Life Dance. You was one of the few. I appreciate you. Mwah. Hello, Lydia is here and Catherine is here. What's going down, China? What up, Nick? How you doing, Katrina? Lydia is here. Vaughn is here. What up, sister? And Tatiana was the first one on deck. What's going on, Tatiana? That crazy Aries over there. What's happening with you? Appreciate you, Kim Singletary, in the space to be. And Tam. What up with you? China Wangs. Now, before I really start laughing, you know that sound like some chicken wings on the east side of town, right? China Wangs. And by the way, Chinese garlic fried chicken wings. Oh my God, just brought me back to a memory in Yonkers. Oh my God, used to be the best gosh damn chicken wings ever from the China spot, from the Chinese spot. And I'm just saying it because you just brought me back. Lord, with the hair still on them. Back in the day, the hair still on the chicken was actually pretty good. Anyway, China Wangs, you made me laugh just then and there. So thank you. I needed that. I needed that. That's a great name, by the way. Much love to you. What up, Bijou's in the spot to be. Appreciate you being here. Yo, this is going to be a nice, quick, little informative, to the point type of weekly rundown. So I'm glad that you are here to catch this thing on ya. There's a lot that's going down this week. And one of the first things that I am happy about, to be truthful with you, is this moon trining Mars today. I'm really, really glad for. But before I get into that, let me rewind, selector, and talk about this Pluto going retrograde. I touched on it a little bit in regards to what the subject of the day was on Freestyle Friday, but I wanted to hone in on that point just a little bit. I alluded to it on Instagram, but let me give you the full thought. When outside planets like Pluto, which has gone retrograde some weeks ago, but now stepped into a whole nother vibration, a whole nother sign on Friday, it went back into Capricorn, right? And also Saturn this week goes retrograde as well. When outside planets like Pluto, Saturn, or Jupiter, Uranus for that matter, Neptune, they affect not just you personally and how and what that planet is about, but it also affects the community because it's so far out. It's a generational type of planet. That means it affects more than one person for sure, but not just in a personal way, in a community type of way, in a societal type of way, and in a group type of setting. I know y'all got my point already, but I just want to hone in on it. Those planets that are closest to the planet, like Mercury and Venus, they oftentimes more than not deal with us personally in regards to like love for Venus, Mercury for how we think, right? It's not so much of a generational thing, although it's hitting everybody. I just opened up a can of worms and I don't feel like further explaining, but just go with where I'm going with on this. The reason why I'm told to bring this Pluto situation in retrograde back up, because it's a big deal. Again, we spoke about it in regards to death and transformation on Friday, but it also have to do with the type of power, or I should say, let me say this again, since it backed up in Capricorn, right? That was the vibration in which Pluto was doing its best to dismantle all types of things since 2008. All types of things in regards to authority, superiority, control, intimidation, structures, rules within ourselves and without ourselves, within our hearts and mind and soul, like the things that we want to live by and don't want to live by, but also like rules and regulations within our job situation or within our I know this may sound a little bit weird, but I'm just going to say it out. There's one or two people that's right now praying for me and sending me light, and I thank you. For some reason, I just saw you, and a big old slew of just like light just like hit me in the face. It wants to make me emotional, but in the best way possible. I just want to say thank you because I felt you. Gonna leave it like that. But Pluto, when it goes into Capricorn, has been dismantling all of these things since 2008, which has brought about all the shit that we've been going through since 2008. We talked about it numerous times. I do not want to reiterate, but I will say this though. I think it's throwing some folks off personally. Hi, Rob. I think it's throwing some people off personally this time around too, right? Because bust this and follow this train of thought. Pluto backing up into Capricorn now is putting the mirror back up in our face going, did you get that spot? Did you get that space in which you thought you was done cleaning and transforming through? Did you clean that up again? And sometimes, again, when things are being recollected in our face like that, and when Pluto style and Capricorn style, and remember, I shake my head on the Capricorn thing because every sign has its thing, right? But Capricorn is really, really one of the hardest, most astringent sign to not necessarily change, but to be made aware of differently if there's a difference. I hope y'all following me. Why? Because Capricorn is in control, right? Because Capricorn is self-righteous, right? Because Capricorn has judgments, right? So if Pluto is backed up into Capricorn, it's like, oh shit, now I got to see the mirror in my face again. Oh shit, now I got to see the judgments in my face again. Oh shit, now I got to call myself on some shit because I'm being too goddamn controlling about one or two or five things. You see where I'm going? Capricorn is not the easiest to be checked. And when we rolled out of that Pluto and Capricorn for a minute and went into Aquarius, on some level, it was some kind of collective sigh. On another level, we were about to go through transformation Aquarius style. We didn't get that on us totally, completely yet because it was only there for like a month and a half, possibly maybe 2 months, you did? And then we backed right back up into Capricorn and go, oh, did you forget this? It's not easy when it's in Capricorn because remember, Capricorn doesn't, that energy, it judges everybody else because it hates for it to be judged. I'm talking about the energy, not necessarily the people or the moon sign or the rising, although they are included. But I'm talking about the energy that's in the air right now with Pluto backing up into that thing. We all gonna get it on us. It's all going to be hard for us to see ourselves again, because that means in some way since 2008, we didn't clean it all up. Do y'all get me? Yes, yes, y'all. So in that way, it's like, oh shit, I forgot that. I forgot that spot. Anybody gonna see that I forgot that spot? Anybody gonna judge me because I forgot that spot? Oh, I don't look as clean and pristine, as dope, as fly, as fancy as I thought I did because I forgot that spot, and everybody's gonna see that I forgot that spot. Get over your fucking self. Get over yourself and get over the fact that we are all changing in this moment in time. And we are all looking a little fucking bananas and bonkers oftentimes as we're changing through it. Get over yourself. That's a straight statement with an exclamation at the end of it. And I say that with so much love. Y'all know who I am. If you don't, you'll get to know me if you rock with us long enough. I come with nothing but love, but I'm Celeste's child. So I gotta say it how I see it. Oftentimes we're backing up into this vibration thinking, oh my God, they didn't see this blemish, did they? Let me take the picture from the left side as opposed to the right, because I don't want to show no more of my mistakes. Get over yourself, y'all. The quicker you do, the more you can transform into the next. Okay? With Saturn going retrograde, and that is going to happen on y'all know why I say that a lot for those that don't, because my great grandmother she used to say that all the time. So now I just say it just to say it. It ain't even funny no more. It's just now it's a part of me and Grandma Prada. So Saturn in Pisces is going to go retrograde on Saturday. Let me prematurely tell you about that because I'm in the mode of retrograde and big planets on the outside, right? It will stay retrograde until when? November 3rd. On Saturday is going into retrograde, right? So bust this. As Saturn goes into retrograde, know that now on top of us checking our power and our need to transform through some things and seeing that thing on us with Pluto, now we have to back up and check how we are working through it. Check how we are being disciplined because of it. And if we're not, again, we're seeing that mirror. Retrograde almost always is about seeing the reflection, seeing the retro, seeing what you coulda, woulda, hadda, shoulda done, review. You dig what I mean? With Saturn going retrograde, it's about seeing the fact that you may not have addressed this particular fear. You may not have addressed these lessons that are plaguing you. You thought maybe all the lessons was on that person. I'm gonna point to this person because they're the motherfucking blame. And if had they not done X, Y, and Z, then I wouldn't respond the way I did. But hold on. Saturn going retro says, well, what about the things that you did and said in secrecy? What about the vibration that you put out? What about the choices that you decided to make passive aggressively that allowed that vibration and that energy to get off for somebody to then again respond to you in a particular way? Saturn says, as I go retro, bitch, I'm going to show you all the things that you need to learn from the inside out. Pisces style, which goes deep. It's water, it's ethereal, it's outside of us. It's in Pisces, and it's going to stay in Pisces, by the way, as it goes retro until November 3rd. Saturn says, I also would like for you, if none of those other things applied, I also would like for you to check your boundaries, check your restrictions, check who you letting in and who you letting out. I was just talking to my mother about that, and without divulging the whole conversation, I said, sometimes I just wish that my heart can be open, but I can put a screen on that bitch. Almost like, you open up the back door and you be all this love, but is there a screen? Can you decipher? Can you, and I say that about cancers all the time, to be honest with you, is that we have to learn to get to that. It's a job. It's a motherfucking job. I'm just saying. Not to single out cancers, but it's a job for a lot of us, but definitely those who have big hearts and who lead with their heart, like water people. In any case, it's that screen that Saturn in retrograde is saying, work on. Work on that screen. Work on, is that shit gonna be made out of straw? Is it gonna be made out of steel? Is it going to be made out of just some whimsical, imaginative song that blows and whistles when somebody gets too close? Or is it going to be a hell no, motherfucker, you better back the hell on up. We ain't got time for this. I'm just saying, what's it going to be made out of? That's a real motherfucking question. Saturn going retrograde says, I need you to question all of this stuff. Because as we're talking about changing our lives, again, Pluto going backwards, transformation, right? You need to know, Saturn going backwards, how to handle that thing, how to work for that thing, how to not work for that thing, how to be smarter and don't work hard like you have been working for that thing too fucking hard. You understand what I'm saying? Whatever that may be. It could be your job. It could be your family. It could be, it depends on where the Saturn going retro is falling into your particular chart. You dig? But it's something in everybody's life that is being reviewed in that way. Take it on, y'all, as opposed to of it, Pluto going reverse and Saturn going reverse. And I noticed too, squirrel, that the outside planets always kind of find a way to go reverse during the summer times. I have to research that and see why is that. In any case, take these retro moments. Thank you, Rabbi Rob. Thank you, Ms. Limitless. Thank you, Bijou. As we go back, right, and retrograde this thing, instead of it feeling heavy, and oftentimes it will, just because that's the nature of the beast. That's the motherfucking nature of the beast. It's going to feel heavy. It's going to feel like we're doing too much, but it's allowing you to get into repositioning. I have no idea why Spirit just gave me this analogy, but it's almost like when we get our foot stuck in quicksand, or if we get our foot stuck in sand that's like literally suctioning in our feet. When things go backwards, especially retro for Saturn and Pluto, it's almost like taking our foot out of that space for a minute. So it's a little hard, a little sticky. But once you take it out and you go, oh shit, this is the reason why my foot is getting stuck in there in the first gosh darn place. Scratch your afro if you can and go, okay, hold on, let me reevaluate this thing. Y'all get my analogy? Instead of, oh my God, my foot is stuck and it's going to go way down into China to the other side of the goddamn earth. I'm just going to get sucked in this shit to the magma. Hold on. You can pull it back out. And when you pull it back out, assess why it was down there in the first place. How'd you get it there? And do your best, please, and very please, don't point fingers at people. We're over that, right? We're over pointing fingers and blame at everybody else, even though people can add to it. What did you do, boo-boo? Covered that. Monday, today, the moon is in Aries. Let's keep it pushing. Monday, with the moon being in Aries, is going to trine Mars. The moon being in Aries is trining Mars in Leo. Pleasant and timely aggression is what I put down here. You know why? Regardless of who you are. Right? Because there can be some energies that are square to the moon, which is Cancer and Capricorn, some energies that are square to that Mars, which is Taurus and Scorpio. However, when the two fire signs get together, especially in the moon and in Mars, it's about expression and it's about moving on that expression. And because they're fire, I'm just going to say, because they're fire, you're going to have to get on board for a quick second. It's only for a day. So the bottom line is utilize the pleasant aggression that's happening today. And what that looks like, I'm going to tell you what that looks like. Oh God, I make myself laugh because I talk to myself way too goddamn much. And I walk around the house and go, now what that looks like? Well, what does it look like, Sonja? So I feel like I'm talking to myself again, but it's actually a couple of y'all on here. And thank you for the thumbs up and the likes. I appreciate that already. So anyway, what it looks like is your mother pushing you out of bed when it's time to go to work or go to school. When you know goddamn well every ounce and every cell in your body doesn't want to move, this pleasant aggression that I'm talking about with the moon and Aries trine and that Mars and Leo is like, get up, get up, let's go, gotta get it, fire like, maybe a little bit of ego, maybe a little bit of shut. Y'all know what that means? Shut. That's Sonya's way of saying, get the fuck up off of me. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to have that little shake up, a little tower moment, a little moment where you're just like blazing through a day or 3 hours or 4 hours just because you need that little. So people, situations, ideas, ideologies, other folks' shit won't jump on you. That's what fire is about. Fire says physically, I'm going to burn your ass if you get too close. I don't mean to, but you're too close. So in any way, shape, or form, if you need that kind of propulsion today, utilize that. All right? I gives you permission. And if you tell anybody off, just tell them Sonya said so. I'm joking. I'm really, really joking. Don't tell nobody off, y'all. Just, flow in the room with it. Flow in the room with that passion and they'll back up. They'll feel you. They'll feel you. Better yet, they'll feel the sear on their asses and their hair will start to burn. And then you'll be like, what's wrong? I'm just saying, y'all, utilize that fire. Utilize that fire in the best way possible. I'm giggling, but I really mean that. Especially as it syncs up, sextiles, locks up with the sun. The sun is in Gemini. Aries and Gemini always get along. It's a sextile for show, for show. So if you got the Mars, if you got Mars, the planet of aggression, motivation, movement, linking up with expression, the moon in Aries, like, let's go for self. Let's go to be risky. Let's go to be industrious. Let's go. That moon is also hooking up with the sun, which is Gemini. I love Gemini energy for a bunch of reasons, but for one reason is because that motherfucker keep it light and that motherfucker keep the information flowing. We're going to do this. We're going to go there. We're going to change. You don't want to do that? Okay, let's pivot. Let's do this. You don't want to do that? Okay, let's go. Let's do this. Let's laugh and joke and have pleasantries along the way. Does that make sense? Express courage to that Gemini sun, and express freedom as well. With the information coming in, with the lighthearted touch and conversation and understanding and information shared and communication shared, there's a lightheartedness that can come over today, even if you're going through the heaviest shit. Right? Especially with that aggression and the moon and Mars coming together. Y'all get what I'm saying? Sometimes we need that fire. Sometimes we need that airiness of Gemini to go. It's okay. We're going to utilize what we got and we're going to make the best of what we have. Gemini energy is also, I love it for the reason, and then I'll move on after this, but I think it's worth saying, Gemini energy always gives the benefit of the doubt until you prove that motherfucker wrong. It's always the benefit of the doubt. Well, or based on information and the way that I see a thing, my perception, and the fact that you didn't burn me yet, you are all right with me. Y'all get that? So if the moon is coming together with the sun right now, that sun who just said what I just said, giving you the benefit of the doubt, is asking your expression, the moon, to keep carrying on. How you carrying on, baby? We good. They'll take care of themselves. Because we got the information, we got the lightheartedness over here. I hope this makes sense to somebody. What up, Phoenix? How you doing? Tomorrow, Tuesday, the moon will be in Aries all day until 2:31 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then it goes into Taurus, right? But before it dips into Taurus, it's going to square. Why is that? Oh, it's going to square Pluto, because Pluto just backed up into Capricorn and is going retrograde. So everything I just said about Pluto, you have to definitely remind yourself tomorrow, because that moon in Aries is going to go up against that Pluto shit and all the mirror, just in all the freaking judgment and all the self-righteousness that I just talked about is going to be presented in your face, and the expression, the emotional expression, be it from yourself or somebody else that's around you, wants to pop off in regards to it, or wants to jump off or prove themselves or be self-centered around it. You understand? Oh, this is why you did, and this is why I did, but you did, and this is why. watch the mirror find you and ask yourself, what did you do for that? What happened in your fear of transforming and going back into that self-righteous, somewhat self-righteous space of seeing yourself and feeling self-righteous about it? That's what I want to say. Don't allow that expression, that moon, to take you out. Because remember, moon in Aries is a baby. And when it squares up against Capricorn and its Pluto-ness, that's a little hairy right there. Because Pluto is about, I should say, Pluto is a Tasmanian devil, remember? And it likes to whip up shit, to destroy shit for good reason. But it's whipping up shit and destroying shit in confusion because it's going retrograde, trying to figure its goddamn self out. So here you got the moon in Aries trying to express contrarily to what Pluto is doing. You can't. There is no way. And when you try, you're going to look like an idiot. You're going to look self-centered. You're going to look like a big-ass egotistical baby. You're going to try to control some shit that you can't control. Does that make sense, everybody? Watch out for Tuesday in that regard. I'm just a saying, right? Also, you may be a little irritated. On some level, there's a quincux. Venus will quincux Saturn tomorrow, Tuesday. Yep. Are you tired of working hard to prove your value? That's the big question that will loom possibly maybe over your head. Why? Because Venus has to do with value and money and beauty and love, right? And Saturn has to do with this work. But remember, Saturn is slowing down because on Friday or Saturday, one of them days, I'll get to it in a minute, it's going retrograde. So always a couple of days before any planet, especially in faraway planets, before it goes retrograde, we start to feel it a couple of days beforehand. Right? So are you questioning your value because you feel like you worked hard enough, because you feel like you've been out there? I've been selling all these goddamn chips out the back of my car for the last 9 years, and I ain't got more than $50,000 for the last 9 years. Listen, not minimalizing your pain and or your hustle, but that's how it feels. It's a little irritation because I don't feel valued right now for all the work that I've been doing. Possibly maybe the work that the irritation that's coming up is because maybe you need to work at something different. Or it's coming up because you are feeling like people haven't been giving you your value and you need to shift to the group of people and or to another job situation or a group of friends that can give you that value. I'm just saying. Quincunxes is interesting. And remember I said this. It is an irritation, a frustration. And sometimes it can be a little gnat situation, especially when it has to deal with the moon. What I mean by gnat, it's not like you minimize it, but you're like, why are you around? Why are you around? And it feels emotional. Like, why? Because the moon is involved, right? But when it's two planets like Venus and Saturn, that irritation comes up not necessarily to be a fleeting emotional gnat, but more like, watch out. I'm just saying. It's frustrating you because of a reason. And with Saturn being involved, maybe there's a lesson. Saturn is all about fear and lessons learned. Maybe there's a lesson you need to get by the fact that you feel devalued by people or you feel like nobody's paying you your money. Like, have you done this too long? Have you been working at this place too long where they only give you $20 and you deserve $40? I'm just saying. Maybe that irritation tomorrow is trying to tell you, look, pay attention, cuz what you doing? Enough of that. On Wednesday, that moon goes into Taurus, as I already said, and it's going to sextile Saturn. It absolutely is going to sextile Saturn, right? Saturn, again, like I said, slowing down to go retro soon, but maybe you wake up the next morning. Instead of feeling devalued, maybe you can feel like, okay, with the moon now in Taurus on Wednesday, setting up right and nice with Saturn in Pisces, about to go retro very, very soon. Maybe the calm of the moon in Taurus goes, wait, hold on. Yeah, they only gave you $20 for the last 5 years or whatever, but take that money that you saved, that $20 that you gave them, and start building your own shit. Now we have to learn how to work smart instead of working at waiting, which is harder on some level, for them to find your value and them to give you the $40 in which you deserve, staying with my analogy. Because sometimes you can beat up a dead motherfucking horse for people to find your value, for you to like say, hello, I am worthy of your love, your friendship, your money, your time, your experience, your venue, whatever the case may be. Like, honestly, whatever the case may be. Sometimes it's not enough to just keep knocking on the door going, do you see me now? Fuck them motherfuckers if they don't see you. On Wednesday, right, the moon comes around to say just that. Moon in Taurus is very calm and very polite, but she is a bull. He is a bull. And he can say, fuck them motherfuckers in a quick ass minute. Trust me when I tell you, Taurus people do it all the time. Y'all in here? Yes, yes, y'all. I'm just saying. You think they're nice. They are really nice, but they can pivot when they want to and be done. When they done, they done. And that's the feeling that I want you to come over with in some kind of way on Wednesday. When you done with people, situations, activities devaluing you, get to the smart work is what Saturn is saying as the moon in Taurus sextile Saturn. Get to the right work. That's for you. Okay. And look at that. Because that moon in Taurus is now going to do what? Square Venus and Leo. What kind of shit twisted trick is that? Lord of mercy. Right? So the bottom line is that moon in Taurus now is trying to calm you down, but now showing you that your value system in Leo, the value system in Leo, now possibly maybe you want to shout it at the top of the mountain and let everybody know. Such and such didn't see the value in me. Now I'm going to tell everybody. You don't have to do that. Remember, Leo is big and gregarious and magnanimous in its own way. Why? Because it's the sun. It's ruled by the sun. That's what Leo does. And since Venus is in Leo right now, and on Wednesday, that moon in Taurus will square that. After you don't feel that value, but then you're trying to come back to one and do the work on yourself. Now you want to go to your girlfriend and be like, that motherfucker didn't value me. Fuck all of them. Okay, that's cute. That's cool. You want to get your shit off? That's all right. But at the same time, remember where your value really, really lies. It lies within yourself. You expressing it is not enough to get it off for you. The disdain that is, the upset that is, the square that is. You dig? It's not allowing you to get your attention neither, because that Venus in Leo says, well, what about me? Give me the attention that I deserve. Well, yeah, you're going to get the attention, but to be truthful with you, give it to yourself first is what the square of Taurus is doing to that Venus Leo. Give yourself the attention first. So please and very please, because if it conjoins with anger, which it will, the moon in Taurus is also squaring Mars in Leo. If it conjoins and comes together with anger, then now we're expressing some shit. Now we're popping off. Mars is anger, fighting, confrontation, movement, motivation, sex. Now we're getting this expression off. I know I'm good. Oh my God, Sonja just had the weirdest visual in my head. I'm going to say it. Fuck it. Because I need a good laugh. So I'm thinking of Mars being sex, right? I'm thinking of the moon in Taurus squaring that, saying my expression is to be valued and to share with y'all and to let you know that I let whoever know that I am the bomb diggity and I got quality coming with me. So if you don't believe it, I'm going to show you in a whole nother way. So I just saw somebody like on top of somebody going, and I'm going to show you it just like this because I got that shit and ride them. Somehow, like some men say that women punish men sometimes when they withhold sex, and sometimes they punish them when they get on them and ride them forever, and then they won't give them no more. I'm trying to find funnies in this analogy, but the point of the matter is don't even use your thing as a weapon. Don't use sex as a weapon neither. I really wanted to say something totally crass, but y'all can't get all of that out of me right now. I'm so glad I'm my own comedian. That's all I want to say. Okay, so it may be difficult to move your way. Surrender to the patient movements. Okay, please. Y'all do get me though. Y'all do get me, right? What's up, Hayes? Y'all do understand where I'm coming from. All right. Ride him, cowboy, fucking Cicely said. No, Cicely, do not ride the cowboy is what I'm suggesting. Do not. ride the cowboy. As a matter of fact, get out of the cowboy's fucking ranch. Ain't nobody tell you to go over there and show them your little cute little cowgirl outfit and your goddamn cowgirl boots. Nobody asked you to go over there. You could have called them or text them. You don't have to show your ass. Okay, Cicely? Do not ride the cowboy. Lord of mercy. I ain't fucking with y'all. Y'all got the point. The point of the matter is don't let it come out angrily when you don't feel your value on Wednesday. It's a little bit of clusterfuck. Keep it going. Thursday, the moon goes into Taurus. I said that already. Oh, the moon was in Taurus, but it is going to go into Gemini in the evening time at 9:36 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. Before that, though, the moon in Taurus is going to conjunct Uranus. One word, change. Just change. It's about to change. Whenever the moon comes against Uranus, and it's going to come against Uranus in the best way, conjunct Uranus at least once a month. As Uranus stays in Taurus, for sure, for the next couple of years. It's going to be there. It's going to be there, promoting change, promoting from an emotional standpoint, the moon, of course, from an emotional standpoint, the women in your life, the moon, okay? From karmic information coming back around and trying to teach you something. That's all the moon. When it hits Uranus, saying, please change, please change, please change, please do something different, something that you would never have done before. Yes, Miss Limitless, do not ride the cowboy. Y'all are funny. Thank y'all for laughing with me. That was a good one for me. On Thursday, Mercury, the planet of communication, processing information, your brain, it is squaring Saturn. Why is that? Oh, because Mercury just went into Gemini. Gemini squares Pisces, Saturn in Pisces. Are your plans and or your mindset going against your disciplinary needs? Mind over restrictions. So the bottom line is that whatever it is that we're thinking, whatever we're planning, whatever people are saying to us, possibly it goes against that Saturn slowdown move that is telling us to check our screen in the door. That's telling us to check our limitations, check our restrictions, check our daddy issues, right? Like it's not going against, I should say it's going against what we've been thinking about on some level, or what the practical plans have come into your life in order to follow through with, throw out there the plans that we had. It may go against what it is that you've been planning to do, but take it with a grain of salt, meaning that sometimes, and I say it's a square and it's hard, but sometimes a change of plan is good. You know what I mean? Sometimes, even if it's presented as a square, it may be difficult in the onset, but then you go, maybe that's a good direction to go into because I have to learn how to put better boundaries, or because I'm actually learning how to sit in this fear right now, or I'm really learning this lesson in which Saturn is doing its best to try to show me, and being that it's been in Pisces for some time, it's been doing its best to try to show me for a little bit, to be truthful with you. You dig what I'm saying? So if things are not going according to plan, again, try not to take it too personal and sit back and go, why is that? Why did that opportunity just go out because an email was misunderstood, or because a person said my name wrong and they got their feelings hurt, or whatever? I don't know, some dumbass mercurial shit, right? And you sit back and go, maybe it just wasn't meant to be. I'm just saying, putting that out there for Thursday. Don't fight it. Keep it moving, Sonia. The moon will sextile Neptune, intuition, putting you in the right place at the right time. So again, even though your plans, your mind, your Mercury is saying, well, we haven't been working on such and such and such. The moon is coming together with Neptune on Thursday to say, well, maybe it's a right time, right place kind of action. Just saying. Some things don't make sense, y'all. Mercury wants to make sense of every fucking thing, i.e. Virgo and Gemini energy, because it's led by Mercury leads Virgo and Gemini energy. It must make sense to that person or that being or that energy, right? But you know what? There's a billion cajillion things that don't make sense in this world, in this universe, that's absolutely perfect and divine. And how about this? We will never freaking know what it's about. Sometimes, if we look for things to make sense, we spiral ourselves out. I'm gonna just let that land right there without talking about shit that's going on in my brain and my heart. Sometimes when this moon is in sextile, in a sextile position with Neptune, it's saying, yo, intuitively, it makes sense to us. Remember, Neptune is about God's spirit, about the ethereal, about confusion and delusion and drugs and escapism and music and art and all those things. But the moon is coming in alignment with that, saying all the things that you feel from Neptune, it might be right. It might be just what you needed. It might be right place, right action type of thing. And it may not make no fucking sense with Mercury going against Saturn on the same day. So sometimes just let things be how they really already are. Because that's how they going to be. And God got the rest. Just saying. I got to get ready to get out of here to get into the shower and be on my way. But I'm trying to make this go faster than quick. But it'll go as it's going. On Thursday as well, the moon in, I said it's going to be Gemini. No, wait, Taurus. When it was in Taurus, before it goes into Gemini, it's actually going to trine Pluto again, figuring out how to successfully move into your power. Yeah, because Pluto is going backwards, that moon on Thursday will hit us up like, okay. We understand that our power structure has been blown up. We understand that we got to look in the mirror again, but let's do that in a pleasant way this time. Let's do that in a calm way this time. That's on Thursday. So sit with yourself and try not to wreck yourself try to check yourself before you wreck yourself, i.e. Ice Cube. On Friday, the moon is well into Gemini on that day, and it will absolutely will square Saturn because Saturn is in Pisces. Doing multiple things takes away from the spiritual focus and fortitude. Remember, Saturn in Pisces, as it's slowing down, is trying to remind us again of the limitations, the restrictions, how to get closer to spirit, how to utilize our dad shit, how to be a little bit more trusting when it comes to things that are unseen. And that moon in Gemini on Friday is not really in agreement with that. Because remember, Gemini, like Virgo, being ruled by Mercury, needs for shit to make sense. And when the moon is in Gemini, it throws us in a emotional stance if things don't make sense. It throws us in a way emotionally with moon in Gemini, in a way in which you want to stay ultra superficial and don't want to deal with nobody in their hardships. It comes up in a way in which you kind of want to put blinders out, or it comes up in a way where you're giving everybody the benefit of the motherfucking doubt when the goddamn town is burning down. You understand what I'm saying? You have to be able to see what's happening. It also says emotionally that I'm just going to rely on the information that I know. Moon and Gemini. Let me rely on the information that I know, regardless of what Saturn is trying to teach me right now. I know they keep telling me that Boo Boo is a buster, but Boo Boo, can ride the cowgirls. You know what I mean? Don't be Boo Boo like fool. Don't be the fool like Boo Boo. You know what I mean? And just want to ride them. Don't do that because Saturn's like, girl, I'm trying to teach you a dude. I'm trying to teach you a lesson. I'm just saying, y'all. However, that moon is sitting there right and nice with Mercury because Mercury is in Gemini too. Again, the moon will conjunct the moon in Gemini will conjunct Mercury in Gemini. So at the very least, express your mind. Just talk about some things, read some things, write some things. At the very least, keep your brain focused on that day, as opposed to trying to deal with spiritual life, as opposed to trying to learn them hard ass lessons. You may just want to sit back and think about that thing, meditate on that thing, talk it out without being too attached to the field. That makes sense? Hope so. The moon in Gemini also sextiles Venus in Leo. So express your desires with a little freedom, like throwing spaghetti on the wall, is what I said. So again, Gemini and Leo comes together real right nice. They do. They really, really do. So utilize that Gemini energy in that moon of staying light and airy, superficial, social, staying in the head, so to speak, and expressing it in the way Leo energy would desire to be expressed. Being out and loud and vibrant and at an awesome party Friday night, again, talking light and airy with people, keeping things, I don't want to use words over and over again, but keeping things polite and thank you, Spirit, encouraging. I was looking for a different word, and that's the perfect word. You know why? Because Leo energy, especially when it's in Venus, is all about being a cheerleader for somebody. I have Venus Leo natally, and I am everybody's hugest, in my opinion and from my perspective, a cheerleader for folks. That's what Venus and Leo says. With that Gemini sextile in it, just be people's encourager. You know what I mean? Cheerlead them and including yourself. Make yourself and everybody else proud on that day. I hope that makes sense. All right, let's move to Saturday. Saturday, the moon is still in Gemini. This is the day in which Saturn will go retrograde again until November 3rd. So Saturn will officially go retrograde on Saturn will go retrograde. Did I say that? Thought I said Saturday. Saturn will go retrograde officially on Saturday until November 3rd. Okay. Just reminding y'all, on that day with the moon being in Gemini, it will sextile Mars. Let's go, let's go, let's go. That's a whole nother day to put that aggression to work. That's a whole nother day because of the moon being in Gemini to put some sense, whatever sense is being made in that moment in time, the information that you found out, the conversations that you have had. Now it's time to execute those things on Saturday. At the very least, make a list in what you're going to do for the following week. You dig? That's when power, I should say, that's when physicality, Mars and Leo comes together with the head, the moon and Gemini to say, all right, let's push this shit out as we know it. Then you can ride the cowboy happily instead of trying to prove somebody wrong like it was before or use that as power. On Saturday, Mercury being in Gemini as well, sextile and Venus. Put your money where your mouth is. That's one description of it. We've been talking about the passion and the information, but we forget Venus is about money too. So let's go with this example. Possibly maybe on Saturday, you have to put your money where your mouth is. Invest in yourself. Invest in yourself, invest in people that you love, invest in this new idea, and invest in the ideas that are coming up. Because remember, if we're staying in Gemini style for the Saturday, Friday, and Thursday without getting thrown off by Pluto's retro and Saturn's retro, we're staying nice and airy with it as best we can. You understand? There are some ideas that'll come up. There'll be some awesome thoughts and strategies that can come up. Well, on Saturday, it's about putting the desire behind that thing with Venus and Leo. On Saturday, it's about putting the emotion behind that thing with Mars and Leo. It's like, do it. Put it out there. But also it's about investing, putting your money where your mouth is. Because again, Venus is about money. Venus is about money. How are you going to invest in you? Truly. Truly, truly, truly. On Sunday, here comes Father's Day here in the States. So happy Father's Day to all you beautiful, beautiful men out there doing what you can do in the ways in which you can do it. It's also going to be the new moon in Gemini, 26 degrees at 12:37 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that moon in Gemini, 26 degrees, where does the newness land in your particular chart? If you know your chart, where's 26 degrees Gemini for you? And the new moon energy in Gemini, let me rattle down a few descriptions out of this book for sure. I'm not going to go into the whole rundown of it because again I have to leave, y'all, and I have to go, but I want to read a card before I go. So the new moon in Gemini, 26 degrees, right? Activations of new things that Gemini brings, new opportunities, new opportunities that's coming into your life that Gemini is pushing through and ushering through based on its energy. Okay, that's the full description of that new moon in Geminis. So what does that look like? Are you inviting in new communication skills? Are you teaching yourself how to talk differently to people, how to listen differently on the real? A lot of us need to learn how to listen better. um Positive daily interactions, right? Gemini deals with daily activities as well. So how are you showing up daily to people, like for real, and for yourself? Does that look like a new discipline? Does that look like you doing something different daily in order to promote new social activities? Because Gemini is all about social activities too. Are you inviting new social activities into your life? Have you been one? And I'm sure I've been a culprit of this a few times, especially in the last couple of years after COVID, of staying in the house. I'm a Cancer. I could be in my house all day, every day. And sometimes I am. But the bottom line is this new moon in Gemini says, yo, bitch, get out there. Do what you need to do. Fraternize with the peoples. Get some on you, and the other ones choose not to. You dig what I mean? Put that screen up in the wall is what I in front of you is what I just heard. But it's about opening up to new social circles too. You know, maybe your present social circle is not the one that you should be giving your energy to, or even giving your fun times to. Maybe it's a new circle that's developing. Go out and find them. New moon in Gemini, new social circles. Okay. Also about it's the last thing I'm gonna say, and then I'm gonna move it on. New moon in Gemini on Sunday is also about ooh, Sonia, it just fell out my head. I read it and then it just left. Hold on, y'all. Calming your mental anxiety. Do you have a need for that? That's a real freaking question. Do you have a need to calm down your mental anxiety, your brain talk? And can you separate the two? Is it just your brain on this mechanism, on this thing going over and 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 over? Or is it intuition speaking to you? Like for real? What's new coming into your space? And here's the interesting thing is that during this new moon, Gemini, as I get off of this thing, it's going to square Neptune. That's a big deal. So you can feel a little cloudy based on this new moon energy in Gemini, all the things that I just listed, and you can Google some other shit, right? New moon in Gemini. Just Google that and it'll come up and tell you what it means. But the bottom line is that energy is going to square what Neptune is trying to bring. And remember, Neptune is always trying to bring the ethereal, the spiritual. But when it squares, it can get a little cloudy. Anything can get a little cloudy. You can start thinking that your mental activity is actually the real when it's not, is the point. So on Sunday, with this new moon information that's coming in, new things mentally, new things socially that want to find you, new ways of calming down your brain, I pray and only pray that you allow spirit to come through that Neptune style and tell you intuitively what's right, or I should say what's right for you and what's not. What's plaguing you in confusion and what's actual intuition to move forward and to make different choices. You did? Be quiet on that day so you can hear what's actually being said. Last thing on, oh yeah, as well as the sun is squaring Neptune that day too. So it can be really cloudy for a lot of us. The new moon is squaring Neptune and the sun is squaring Neptune on that day. So a lot of us will want to escape in some kind of way. Lastly, the moon will trine Saturn. So if at the very least you can't get the brain right, do some work. You know what I mean? Figure out what you need to do work wise. Whistle while you work. Get things done. And also the moon will sextile Jupiter. That's a beautiful thing. The moon sextiling Jupiter, hell yeah, all day, every day. So the good feelings are in the air. Just may seem a little confusing to you, and you may want to escape more than usual with that Neptune squaring both the sun and the moon. It's going to bring Neptune's escapism out. So do your best to just pick up the positive, jovial energy that Jupiter wants to bring for you and the opportunities instead of getting confused about what's what. Just let it ride. And what is real, what is lasting will stay. Everything else will float away. I hope y'all hear through my words. Oftentimes, as this beautiful breeze came and just smacked me in my face. Thank you, Spirit. Oftentimes we want to hold on. We really, 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 really do. Even in the midst of confusion, we go, well, at least I'm going to hold on to what I'm used to. Sometimes it's best to just let it fucking all go and see what sticks. Oftentimes what stick is what is meant for you. Okay. Today I'm not doing any readings, y'all, as you must have already figured out. If you want to go, that's fine. I appreciate you for being here. But I will read a card for us to help us for the week, to keep us focused on what this week is about to bring us. If you have any quick questions, or what should we be reminded of? If you have any quick questions, I am open to answer one or two questions. I just don't want to go into a read, because oftentimes when I go into a read, I open up. And again, I have to get off right now because I have to go celebrate my sister, and don't have the time right now to read everybody and cowgirl it down. I want to say, bring my joke back to, I can't freestyle like Natty Vaughn can. Natty Vaughn is a freestyler. Anyway, I was looking for something in my brain, trying to wait to see if y'all had any questions, but it doesn't look like it. And I don't see any questions from before. So I'm gonna keep on pushing. I hope something came through for y'all this whatchamacallit, this weekly rundown. Today's, it's all for yous, babies. I pray that it helps you in some kind of way. All right, no questions, no nothing, no comments. I don't see them. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this card for us, okay? All right. Okay. A shame, man. Ha! And there you go. Celebrate good times. Come on. Let us roll. You're very welcome, Life Dance. You are very welcome. You are very welcome. It's time to celebrate. I'm all for that. I'm all for that. That's that sun in Gemini. Y'all know any Geminis? Them motherfuckers can celebrate on the corner. They can celebrate on the corner. These three women dancing in the wind and the rain remind us that celebration never need depend on outside circumstances, y'all. We need not wait for a special holiday or a formal occasion, nor a sunny and cloudless day. True celebration arises from a joy that is first experienced deep within and spills over into an overflow of song and dance and laughter and, yes, even tears of gratitude. When you choose this card, it indicates that you are becoming more and more available to open to the many opportunities that are to celebrate in life and to spread this by contingent to others. Don't bother about scheduling a party on your calendar. Just let your hair down, take your shoes off, and start splashing in the puddles right now. The party is happening all around you every moment. Ashe, amen, ashe. I hope y'all take that and put that in your heart, even when it may be hard to do. I pray that there's a little bit of celebration in you, a little bit of goofiness that can surface every now and again to put that smile on your face, to keep you laughing, to keep you joyful, to keep you tickling, to lock eyes with your best friend, with somebody, and y'all don't say no words, y'all just start laughing for whatever reason. I hope that those moments find you, like, on for real. It's necessary to keep us moving, keeps us alive, and keeps us going, y'all. I love you, and I pray that this week turns out to be one of the best weeks of your life. I really, really mean that. Much love to you, okay? And again, I hope something throughout this broadcast hits you where it needs to. Okay? Take care. All right. Bye-bye.